Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Eve here. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video I'm super excited to do because I'm gonna be testing the formula of my very first Mcgrath palette. This little mini Midnight Voyage palette was just launched earlier this week, and then I can't wait to tell you all my thoughts about this. If you like makeup videos and especially eyeshadow looks and reviews, give this video a like, and I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. And without any further ado, let's dive in. This little palette is called Mini Eyeshadow Palette Midnight Voyage by Mcgrath. It's a lilac purple plastic packaging. When you open up, there is a nice mirror, and then we have six teeny mini shades. As you can see, they're almost the size as my nail. Very, very tiny. So there's two matte shades here and then four shimmers. And then this shimmer shade right here in the corner seemed to be a little more glittery than the other three. In the back of the palette, we do have diagram with numbers and the names of the shades. This is my very first Mcgrath palette, and I did have a little bit of a flop of an experience earlier in March when Mcgrath had their family and friends sale. I did not unfortunately have a good experience at that time because my order did not go through. If you guys know that story, you know that there was a major glitch that happened on our website at that time when the prices or the discount that was offered actually was increased by additional percentage, and which was apparently not authorized by the company. I did place an order for two large mothership palettes, and I was really excited to try out the formula finally. It was a little bit too good to be true. So after about 3 weeks of not hearing anything from the brand or of the status of my order, I reached out on my own. I received the response back saying that my order was canceled, which I never was notified about. So I was a little bit sour about that, but after all, I still wanted to try Mcgrath formula one day or another. I did not see this coming, so now when this little palette was announced, yes, definitely I was gonna try the formula. Mcgrath, it is a luxury beauty brand, and their palettes on average retail over $100. I think it's around like $130. Of course, I was gonna try the formula in this mini size. My collection of eyeshadow palettes is pretty large, so I do not mind having something that's very, very small. To my knowledge, 5 of these shades are already existing from different palettes, and then this shade of right here is a new one and exclusive to this palette for time being. These are the swatches, you guys. They actually look very, very beautiful. Everything is pigmented. There is a good consistency of swatches, and this bottom purple shade seems to be a little bit more glittery than the other 3 shimmer shades there are here. Okay guys, so I created this look using the entire palette. I used every single shade in this palette, and I'm going to show you on this eye exactly what I did. First, I'm going to start with the shade number 2 on the top row in the middle, and I'm going to use the fluffiest brush I got to blend it into my crease or above the crease. I do have semi-hooded eyes, so I usually bring up that first transitional shade or second transitional shade right up higher. I like to use my eyebrows as a guide, like how far I like to extend that transitional shade. That blended out pretty easily. I'm gonna build up this little area a little bit. I'm also adding the same shade right all over my lower lid with a small fluffy brush. Then I'm gonna go into the second darker shade. It's a dark matte. We want to say it's kind of like a dark plum color. And just get it here in the outer corner. It is a fluffy brush, but I'm stapling it in first. And then I'm gonna do like a small circular motion and try to blend it out. That blended out nicely. While we're at this shade, I'm gonna use this very, very small brush and just add this same color on the outer portion of my lower lid, tapping it into my lash line basically. And then I'm gonna take this round dense brush and just pick up a little of the same shade and just staple it on the outer corner of my eye here, just to make sure this area is very, very concentrated. And then you can go back with your blending brush if you have to and blend out the edges a little bit. Okay, now that the matte portion is done, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is a shade Night Creature number 6. I'm gonna pick it up with my brush like that, and I'm gonna apply it right here in this portion of my eye, close to the outer corner. I almost like it to be like in the center of my eye because it's going to be like a pop of color. This is a pretty sparkly shade and applies with the brush pretty nicely. And it also builds up. I have no complaints. See, very, very minimal fallout on the bottom. Hopefully that's not going to smudge, but we'll check that later. And then I'm going to go into the shade right here. This is shade number 5 called Eleganza. And I'm going to start applying it here in my inner corner. This shade seemed to be much smoother from application. It just feels more of a metallic-y than this purple one that I just used. That one is a little bit more glittery. For my inner corner, I'm gonna go with this shade right over here, Skin Show Divine Glow. I really love that there is a mirror in this teeny tiny palette, and the mirror is actually really nice. This highlighting shade is amazing. Then I'm gonna also put a little bit under my brow bone, just to tie everything together. And then since I'm using every single shade, I'm also gonna go ahead and pick the smallest brush, and I'm gonna go into the last shade right here, number 3, and I'm just gonna use this here on my lower lash, just to bring some glam and glow to this eye look. I'm gonna try to clean up the sparkles here. Okay, I have news for you guys. The glitter did not come off, and it's kind of like all over my eye. This eye, I think I was maybe a little bit more careful. This one, because I'm right-handed and it's my right eye, maybe I'll put a little bit more pressure on this one than on this eye. So yeah, the glitter is still there. I mean, is it ideal? No. Am I gonna die? No. Let me go ahead, finish up the eyes. I'm gonna be right back with my final thoughts. So here's the look, you guys. Is this formula worth all the money that they're charging for their large palettes? I had a really good experience today, but I had no issues of anything blending. Formulas are pigmented but not overly pigmented. They blended really nicely without being patchy. I watched a lot of reviews on Pat McGrath palettes, and I've heard that some of their deepest, darkest matte shades are sometimes patchy and a little bit difficult to blend. I did not have this problem with this color right here, which I'm very pleased. Otherwise it would be a very sad story. And all the shimmer shades are beautiful. That lightest inner corner, I'm very happy like how bright it is, because I do really like that bright inner corner. I think the color story is very, very cohesive. I literally use every single shade in this look today. I really love when I can just look at the palette and use whatever shades I want in my eyes, and everything just goes together, blends in together nicely. I love this look. I think the formula is beautiful. It was really easy to work with. This specific palette would be pretty beginner friendly if you like to try their formula. I think this is a fantastic way of introducing more people to their wonderful formula. I think this palette is very beautifully made. This sums up my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, give this video a like, and I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next videos. Bye.